In the past, I've talked about directors who, when switching from film to video, saw a decrease in production quality, and Jesus Franco is no exception, as we see here in Blind Targets. Released in 2003, Blind Targets is somewhat based on a real person. Franco was looking for a woman to cast in a film and was interested in a college student. She said she couldn't be in the film due to the fact that she was partially paralyzed after attending a demonstration and being tortured by the government. This motivated Jesus to write the story. The plot focuses on Maria, who is planning to travel back to her home country of San Hermosa to sell her book demonizing the political aspects of her country. However, there are people who want to prevent that.
Maria Beltran, I'd like to cut off your fucking head, and I will with pleasure if you go tomorrow to San Hermoso. We don't like traitors like you. Stay here with all your bastard friends, or you are dead. You whore!
This does not deter Maria as she goes to the country anyway. For the first 40 minutes, this movie is a slog. Much of the first half is just Maria meeting up with old friends and countless sex scenes. We are reminded of the danger Maria is going to encounter, such as government officials who blackmail her and a group of people at her book signing who see her as an enemy of the state.
Enemy of the state? No, that couldn't be further from the truth.
Aren't you just a carpet-bagging gringo, coming home to your poor native land, trying to promote your politics and take our money?
No, of course not.
They also talk about Maria's previous divorce to an American agent named Greg. Too bad we can't see any of her backstory, like her fallout with Greg, why is she against the government of San Hermosa, even her ability to shoot a gun, which comes into play later in the story. That would make the first 40 minutes more interesting. The only stuff really worth noting in the first half is the amount of flubs present.
I don't think your stomach's gonna like it.
Why are they following us?
At 5 o'clock is the presentation of the book. Press conference.
But why don't you stay with me? Let's have a drink.
Funny how a guy with 40 years experience is making the same mistakes as a high school AV club. Once the 40-minute mark is hit, however, that's when the film picks up. Maria is kidnapped and her friends are murdered. The government want her to take out a political opponent using the gun skills she learned in America. Once the assassination is done, they will release her. Meanwhile, Maria's husband Greg, forgot about him, didn't ya, arrives in San Hermosa after hearing about her kidnapping. He somehow figures out where she is, but at no point does he attempt to save her. Dumb. Maria is taken to another location to complete the assassination, even though she could see the target from the original location.
See my target?
Again, Greg somehow knows where she is, and instead of saving her, shows off his kung fu. This guy sucks. Maria goes through with the assassination.
Bingo!
And then is carted off by a getaway car, while stock footage kills the guards. Jesus movie. But is this the end of Maria's troubles, or are things about to get worse? This movie is a hodgepodge of both good and bad, kind of like Franco's career. Of course, the photography and the action scenes are fun, but sadly the bad outweighs the good here. Most of this movie looks like a porno because of course, with only a few scenes having Franco's lighting and style in them. The dubbing is horrendous, the acting laughable, and the story is so full of holes that it's not salvageable.
I'll do it with pleasure.
This needs a serious rewrite, and you can't blame the short film schedule they had for its production shortcomings. This film is garbage, and with Franco, that's saying a lot. I'm the Cinema Fanatic. See you for the finale. Oh, as an added bonus, the actual best thing about this movie is the documentary made about it, called Antenna Criminal. It's on YouTube. It's definitely better than the movie.